Welcome to Addressing the Corridor, the podcast with your monthly dose of real estate insight tailored to life here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and surrounding communities, one address at a time. I'm Lisa Coots Schooley, your host and licensed realtor. On today's episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with the Clark real estate team. We discussed the emotions that go into these transactions, whether you're a buyer, seller, or the real estate agent. We talked about what the misleading information is right now circulating on the internet. And we had a lot of fun and laughs talking about some great stories, some memorable clients that each of them had, and we had a great time. With that said, here's my conversation with the Clark real estate team. Welcome back to Addressing the Corridor, the conversations we wish people could hear before they buy, sell, or move here in the corridor. We're going to go around. I've got the Clark real estate team with me today, and we're going to go around. I want you guys to introduce yourselves and then kind of tell how many years you've been in the business. So let's start with you.
I am Elizabeth Lantzer, and I've been in the business for 4 years, and I love it. I mean, this last year has been pretty exciting, at least in the last couple months, that's for sure.
Good. Good.
I'm Tara Clayberg, and I've been in the business for 9-ish years.
Awesome. So, yeah.
My name's Matt Clark, and I've been in the business about 9 years. I think I got licensed just a few months after Tara did.
Yeah.
But we didn't have classes together.
No.
But, nope.
Interesting.
About the same time.
You guys started about the same time.
Started about the same time, yeah.
Very cool. What got you guys into this?
Go ahead, Tara.
Take it away.
Well, my husband told me to start putting my money where my mouth was because I told him how great of a salesman I was.
Snap!
And so I started it thinking it was completely different and got in and
It is
really
completely
liked it.
different.
Absolutely 100% different than what they tell you it's going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Was it a good decision?
It was a great decision.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I worked in healthcare during COVID, so my route was nursing. I was in school. I was a nurse's assistant all through COVID. I worked 2 jobs. We got past that, and I was pretty winded. I decided after that I just don't think I could have continued in that career field. I wanted to start a family, and I wanted something that I could grow that was my business and my baby, and do it while being a mom. And so then I got into real estate and have absolutely adored it every minute since.
Good.
And Liz actually owns 2 businesses.
I know.
I
She
do.
owns a cleaning business too.
I do,
I've
yeah.
I sent my client her
There you go.
information, so hopefully she'll
I
get
like
hold
to
of
stay
me.
busy.
Yeah, that's how I am too.
Yeah.
I agree.
2 toddlers.
Yeah.
Gee.
That's good.
I got in by accident. This was not supposed to be my job. So my wife was actually licensed first. I was working
Okay.
a 9 to 5 while she was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. And so she got her license as a way to kind of supplement and
Okay.
to kind of like Liz, same kind of attitude where she just wanted to have something of her own.
Yeah.
So she actually got into real estate first and got very quickly bombarded and busy. And I was like, well, I'll just get licensed and I'll
Help you
I'll
out.
help you out. Like, this shouldn't be a problem. And so I got licensed in November of 16, and I had quit my job by April of 17. It was that busy.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
You
good.
did a
So-
huge first
See,
year.
we're trying to talk
Yeah.
our husbands into getting licensed, aren't we, Tara? And
yes.
they're not having it.
For years.
Well, she's not licensed now.
For years.
She hasn't been a licensed realtor now for, I think, 5 years now.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just kind of ran with it. So there's certain aspects of it that fit me a little better than they necessarily fit her.
But she's
so.
still in real estate, just not
No.
as an agent.
No,
She
not
got
at
out of
all.
London.
She's out of lending, too,
Oh, okay.
as of like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, well, just fresh out
Yeah,
of the,
fresh out of lending.
Okay.
fresh out of the gate.
So.
So what surprises you guys most about our job?
Oh, man. Should I go first?
Yeah, you go.
I mean, where do we start?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that I realize the emotions that go into a transaction. I'm very like cut dry, like black and white type of person. So For me, it's very easy to like compartmentalize and make business decisions, unemotional decisions. Apparently, that's not how a lot of people make decisions. And so I don't think I truly realized that until I got into this. I mean, Liz shared a story with me yesterday about what seemed like an emotional decision. So I don't think I truly realized that until I got into this more.
How are you coping with that?
Well, I've been doing it 9 years, so I guess I've learned. It's definitely helped me grow as a person, I feel like, because I don't think that initially I understood how to deal with that. Mm-hmm. And so, you just kind of...
like, are these people off the rock?
Yeah, I mean, not going to name names, but sure. Yeah,
no, but they're making the biggest decisions of their life.
Yeah.
Fiscally.
And I think for me, it is my job to help them make that decision.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, they have to move out, or they are the ones that are moving in, or they're the ones that have to pay that mortgage or whatever. Yep. So, people always ask me too, they're like, well, would you buy this house? And it's like, well, it's hard for me to be in your shoes. I'm not you. So I don't know. Is this the right thing for you? Is this the right decision for you? So, you try to provide that guidance, but sometimes it's hard to be in somebody else's shoes and then understand all their emotions that go with that decision making.
And sometimes just holding space for them to make that decision, and not overload them or just be like, if it's meant to be. I always tell my clients, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If you want to hold or slow down a little bit, we can do that too. Mm-hmm. So, how about you, Tara?
Yeah, I just remembered 2 years ago we moved, and that was a whole different thing, whole different ballgame as an agent, because it was extremely emotional.
Yes,
and
I remember.
By the time I got to the closing table, I was actually crying.
Yeah.
Because it was just so...
Were you happy?
I was happy, but it was just, it was a very emotional time, roller coaster. And I was like, all agents it should be a prerequisite for all of us to sell and buy a house at least once, maybe twice in our career. Then we can have some empathy for our clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was quite amazing.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
No, not at all. Well, because everybody wants you.
Yeah.
The lender, the agent, the brokerage, name all the millions of
Your
people
team
that
lead.
want you. Yes. They're all calling you. They're all sending you texts. Every day there's like a million different things you have to do as somebody selling your house. Mm-hmm. And I'm just, it's very taxing.
So with you being on the other end of that, it makes you a more compassionate realtor by a long shot, because you totally get it.
Well, what really helped me is when you have a seller, sometimes they'll yell at you or they'll be upset about something, and you have to be their sounding board.
Yep.
And just not be affected by it. And that really, really helped me, because they're not mad at us. They just need an outlet.
Yeah. Yep.
So
they're mad at the situation.
Right.
Or
they're not even maybe mad. They just need to vent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we get to be that buffer then for our clients, which is another part of our job, is to help ease things along and kind of be their cushion through the emotions.
Have you ever worked with somebody and thought, man, there's no way this person could have or should have done it on their own? Because like you said, they need that buffer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like this person, if they had to directly deal with the other party, like this would not go well at all.
Yes, I agree. And I see that more and more, unfortunately.
Yeah. I actually worked with somebody that thought he was going to do it on his own, but he asked me to help, do a showing for him. And the person was there on, the other side, and they were just going at it. I'm like, I told you. This wasn't going to be a good time. This wasn't going to work.
This is what we do on a daily basis.
Sometimes they don't mix, right?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Well,
oil and water.
It comes down to communication. Mm-hmm. And, we're in it all the time, so it flows with us, right? But if you're not, it's overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
Well, now I got to hear the story that Matt brought up that you have been dealing with.
Well, I have these amazing sellers. They have the cutest little house. It was perfect for a little first-time home buyer. And we got multiple offers. It was a phenomenon, but it got stretched over a couple days. We kept getting offers kind of climbing on top of each other. Everybody wanted to keep going higher. And we got to the end, and we ended up accepting an offer. And we were very excited. And 6 hours later, got the text that the seller wanted out.
Seller?
Sorry, the buyer wanted out. Wait a minute. Wait a second. And that she felt that the emotions had really gotten to her. I mean, in this market, we're seeing bidding wars. We're seeing prices go above list. We're seeing people lose out on inspections. I mean, it can be a really scary market right now. And she's an older lady. She's been renting for a really long time. And the buyer. And she looked back and she was just like, I don't know what I was doing. The emotions got to me. It was stressful.
It gets to be overwhelming.
I need
out.
out.
It can be.
And part of you wants to win, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to win, right?
Everybody likes to win.
Absolutely. But then you have to look back as a real estate agent representing the seller and go, well, what do I do now to protect my seller? Because I have to go back to the other offer now and say, by the way, the buyer backed out. Let's negotiate this. But they have a chance to really get one up now on my seller. And how do we renegotiate this now where everybody walks away happy?
That's a tough thing.
Which you did successfully.
Yes, it works out.
I was going to say, because if I would get that phone call, my first thing is, well, what's wrong with the house? Why'd they back out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's everybody's first inclination.
Absolutely.
So, but I know last month was record high of buyers backing out.
Really?
Records.
Wow.
They set records doing that. So
wait, you mean here locally?
No, I'm talking nationally, not locally.
Gotcha.
Locally, I don't know. I mean, it happens. It's happened to all of us, right? It's not a great day.
Happened to me last week.
Okay. I was going to say it's never happened to me. We're lying if that's
Yeah.
Well, so what happened in your situation?
Inspection stuff. Like it wasn't anything. Like we had one thing that was kind of a high ticket item, and we were in the process of getting quotes, and my seller was reasonable. Like this was something that if you don't take care of it for this person, you're probably taking care of it for the next person. And in the process of us getting quotes, the buyer said, I'm out. And I was like, wow, you didn't even give us a chance.
Yeah.
And so they bounced, and then we relisted, and we had another offer in, I don't know, 36 hours probably.
Awesome.
So,
good.
but yeah, it's just, again, it's the emotions. Like they had a whole week to really think on that, and then they just kind of pulled the rug out from under us. So
I have clients that want to go look at a house, and I called the listing agent because it went back on the market, and I always call to get the juice on what happened. And she said 3 days before closing, the buyers just backed out.
Oh, wow.
Goodness.
So that means you're through appraisals, inspections, everything.
You have a loan commitment.
You have
at
a
that
loan
point.
commitment.
Yeah.
You've got it all. And so we're going to go look at it. But it was...
You are tempting litigation in that scenario.
Big time.
That's
I had a client do that. I was representing the buyer. Yeah. You remember?
I remember
Tara's
that.
been through it all with you. But, your first thing is you realize that, legally you are bound. I mean, you've signed all these papers, and it's kind of up to the sellers where they want to go with that. So, but kind of interesting. And you never want to say to people, no, you have to do that, because you don't know what's going on in their lives.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But also you need to explain to them, you've signed this.
Yeah, there are ramifications.
Yeah.
And there could be serious ones depending on who the other person is.
Big time.
Yeah.
So,
It's a legally binding document.
It's a legally binding contract.
I think that gets lost sometimes.
Yeah.
It does. And
right? I feel like that gets lost sometimes.
Well, I think the
people...
agent really needs to hammer it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of my first contracts I ever did, we were at the closing or at the table, and I was reading it to him, and he said, just give it to me, I'll sign it. And I was like, you haven't even read it yet. He goes, oh, I trust you. Just, give it to me and I'll sign it. I'm like, no, you need to know what it says.
Yeah.
And he refused to pick it up and read it. So I started paraphrasing it for him, and then he signed it. I was like, no, you should know what you're signing.
Yeah.
Do you think he didn't know how to read? I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah,
there are people that don't.
It's a lot of trust in Tara.
Well, there is. And the other thing, too, like we send our documents through email.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You know, and when they come back quick, it's like, okay, I'm calling because you
Yeah.
did not read that.
I know you didn't read that.
Yeah.
You signed it in 40 seconds.
Exactly.
You didn't read a
Right.
4-page document in 40 seconds.
Right.
And my first thing I say to him, you realize there's an extra $10,000 bonus in there for me when we close, right?
That's pretty good.
I'm using that one.
Yeah. They'll focus real quick.
They're like, wait a minute, hold on. No, I'm kidding.
I love that too when they sign fast. And then I've had somebody once that it was a very similar scenario. And then within 2 hours, they were like, so when's closing date? I'm like,
I
it was
know.
literally the top of the first page.
Yeah,
Like,
you're going to need to ask for that off work.
yeah. We talked about this date and I put it in there and then you already forgot 2 hours later.
Yeah. And sometimes I think, especially the multi-offers,
Yeah.
you're going through it so fast because a lot of times you'll have that agent call you, hey, I've got 4 offers on the table. You've got 2 hours, 1 hour to get it to me.
Yeah.
It's real, you know what I mean? So you're just in full
I
gear.
hate that we're back to that.
So do I.
potentially. I really
I do
dislike
too.
that a lot.
I mean, I love it for my sellers.
Well,
I don't
yeah.
love it for my
It
buyers.
is great on that end.
But even sellers, you've got 8 different offers. You're putting them out on the table. You got to go through every single one, you know, and it gets confusing.
Spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are my
Right.
friend. Yeah.
Exactly.
Spreadsheets are definitely Tara's friend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you do them?
Sometimes she
Matt
does.
does them.
That's true.
I'm not a fan really either, but I like sticky notes.
There you go.
Actually, that was the first deal I ever did that had multiple offers. We had about 16 offers.
Oh, my
and it was Matt was the one that won. And that's how Matt and I.
That's
Wait,
like
do I know this story? 16?
No.
I
You
beat
were-
16 offers? That
Yeah.
doesn't even sound like
What'd
me.
you
to-
do, Matt?
I have no idea.
You were the highest offer.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
well-
sometimes the highest always doesn't win.
No. I had multiple offers on another one, and it wasn't the highest offer on that one. So
Can she tell me the
Just
address right now?
depends.
Is
I know. Yeah. Let's do it.
that all right? Do you know the
know it?
address?
It was on the northeast side.
Remember the first time
There's
you
a
talked
lot
to
of
Tara?
homes on the northeast side. I mean, I know
It was
it's
a
not
few
mine
years
because
ago.
I live in it.
No.
Oh, is it the one on Rolling Creek?
Yeah.
That
There
had
you go.
16 offers?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't tell him when you called him? You just beat out 16 offers.
I mean, I knew there was
No,
other offers.
I was up all night long writing everything down. I'm not totally into all the tech like everybody else, so I do a
Yeah.
lot of things longhand and by paper. So I printed everything out, was up for many hours trying to figure it all out, and then then his came in last minute.
I didn't realize it was 16.
Oh my goodness. How many espressos did that take you to get
No
through that?
kidding.
Maybe 3.
You know what? Those homeowners, I just ran into them at Target last week.
Well, they changed the whole house, right?
Law of attraction.
The basement.
They changed the basement. That house actually got struck by lightning like 2 years ago.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah,
hope
they
they
had to
went
have it
all
all
lottery.
rewired, and yeah, it was wild. That house they got struck by lightning.
I hope their
Wow.
insurance came in clutch.
Yeah.
I do think it did, but yeah,
Wow.
they got hit by lightning. It was wild.
Oh, I'm
That's
glad
crazy.
everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask another question. I want to hear about a client you guys will never forget, each of you.
Okay.
Is there a client that kind of sticks with you that if they called you, you'd be like, oh, it's so good to talk to you, you know? Or, oh, what are you calling me for?
Yeah.
Either way.
There's so many. There's one in particular. If he called me, I would give him your number. I would say, I have an agent
How should
that
I take
is
that, Logan?
just
I have no idea. I feel like that's a double-edged sword. Hey,
I know.
free business.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah, he was interesting, very interesting. He called everybody. He called the lender, everybody he ever called. He blew up their phone and called them over and over and over in succession, just like that, and wouldn't let up until they answered. And I won't say it on air, but I told him, I was like, look, they might be doing something.
Yeah.
People do things other
Yeah,
than
right.
just answer your phone calls.
they do.
Man, he was a handful, but he told me up front. I was actually selling his parents' house as well, so he needed a place to live because he was living with them. And when he got on the phone with me, he goes, well, I'm going to be like your neediest ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
And
boy.
he was not wrong.
That's a red flag, Tara.
I was just like, how
Red
bad
flag.
can you possibly be? I didn't say that to him, but he sounded nice. And he goes, I'm going to call you, and I'm going to, you're going to need to be there every second. So he was up front. I just
He
had no
wasn't lying.
clue.
You gotta kind of respect that a little bit. The
I
self-awareness.
guess so.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
impressive, actually.
I guess so.
And that he knows, like, I need a realtor that will match what I'm giving.
But he was
Yeah.
way
True.
worse than what he said. But yeah, at least he
Undersold
Oh, he still
said
undersold it.
something.
I don't know.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never met your ex-boyfriend, so I don't know.
That sounds like a new podcast.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Let's spin this baby. What about you, Liz?
Most memorable. I got a referral from my brother-in-law with a guy that he worked with at Collins, and I got a text from him. I was like, "Hey, he wants to come in and write a buyer's agreement with you, and he's looking for a house, but he wants me to come with for the first meeting." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "He really doesn't want to scare you."
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, okay.
It's interesting.
Like he wears all black or something?
I was waiting
What's
for
wrong with
it.
that?
Well,
And he walks in, and he is 6'4", this huge man with dark jet black hair that goes down to his waist, pulled back in a ponytail, full sleeves of tattoos. And he sits down, and I was a little intimidated. I'm over here. I'm 5'3". I weigh a whopping 110 pounds. And I was like, "Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Elizabeth." He's like, I wanted your brother to be here just so you didn't get scared. I want to introduce myself first so that I don't just show up to this house and and here I am in a house with you alone, and you're like freaked out." I was like, "I really appreciate that." And he ended up being the nicest guy I have ever met.
Yeah.
He was the biggest teddy bear. At the time, I was 3 weeks postpartum. And so
that
I
could have
had
waited, yeah.
my baby attached to me with all my showings. And he was tickled pink with the baby. I mean, he loved it. And we had so much fun just going from house to house, seeing all these houses. And it was funny. You'd drive past and there'd be little me and him and his son, who is even taller than he is.
oh, geez.
Oh, wow.
Looking at houses. And to this day, about every 6 months, I get a call from him.
I love
and
that.
he's checking up. We get to hear the whole story. I get to hear, he'll be like, "Well, just trying to figure out, home value just in case, or can you help me with this insurance?" Or the other day, it was so much fun. He called me. He's like, "I think I'm moving to Scotland." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm not fully sure yet. But I think maybe I'll do it. So I'm just getting feelers out there." And I was like, "Well, that sounds like a lot of fun." And so he told me the whole story, and I love it. Every 6 months, I get a checkup from Chuck.
That's really cool.
And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
That's quite the opposite when your clients are checking in on you every
I
6
know.
months,
Yeah,
as opposed to
exactly.
you checking in with them every
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. That's
That is-
interesting.
That's very interesting.
And now he's going to move out of the country.
Yeah, I don't know. Not yet. Not yet. He could stay. He's in Marion right now. He's fun. Yeah,
Well, he'll have to call you long distance.
I know.
Are we allowed to drop names?
It's up to you.
Sure.
This is going to be broadcasted, so
Okay.
if the person is going to be offended, probably not.
No. No, so I probably have one on each end of the spectrum, but I'd say one of my favorite clients, her name was Carol. And she was one of my first clients while I was still, because my full-time job overlapped real estate for about 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
And so she was very understanding of, hey, I got to work till 4:30 or 5 or
Sure.
whatever, and then we'll see homes afterwards. And I ended up listing and selling her home and that she lived in for 30 years, and so that was kind of an emotional experience. But she was just a hoot. There's just some people you just go
Yes.
on this adventure with, and I was new at the time too, so I was grateful for the opportunity to help somebody when I didn't have a ton of experience at that point. But she was just a hoot. She was like grandma. But
Yeah.
sometimes she'd come to showings in a shirt that said like Beach Babe on it and stuff like that. And it just lightened the
love
mood
it.
about everything. And I
I
don't know.
love it.
It was just so much fun. And I've helped her daughter, her granddaughter, her grandson.
Wow, cool.
Buy and sell over the years too. So, and every time I work with one of them, I say, hey, how's Carol doing? How's your grandma doing? Like,
Yeah.
She's still around. She likes my Facebook posts. Like,
I love it. I love it.
I don't know. Just some people, that in a good way, that one it's just always stuck with me.
Well, that and like when it's over and you're walking out of the closing, there's just a part of your heart that's like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want this to be over.
Oh, and you spend, oh man, we must have spent 8 months with each other.
Yeah.
Like it was a long time, finding the right fit for it, which is fine. But yeah, you get to know somebody and then it's like, oh, what, this sucks. This has to end. But
It does. It
yeah.
does.
But we still keep in contact, so
Yeah.
it works.
Well, and she's obviously referring you. So there's still a little piece in her.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. And then I always make sure to text her and thank her and ask her
Yeah.
how she's doing and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So
Money's better.
I mean, no one's gonna complain, but yes. But yeah, I'll never forget that. I can just picture the Beach Babe shirt, and
Love
it's just funny. I don't know, it's just funny.
No, it's great. And those are the kind of people that make us feel like, okay, I'm doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely,
You know.
for sure.
So you had the other end of the spectrum.
I did have the other end of the spectrum. That person did not hesitate to just light into me whenever she felt it was necessary. So even at the end of that deal, and again, I was still new. This is probably in the first year or so. I got the listing because I handed out flyers door to door.
Okay.
And so she called me from the flyer and ended up listing her home. And at one point during the deal, she said, "Why did I pick you?" And I said,
Holy.
probably because I was the cheapest. Because I was at that point. I was trying to get my
Okay.
foot in the door and get experience. So yeah, I may work for a little less than somebody else might. So I said, maybe you got what you paid for. I don't know, lady. Like I feel like I'm doing just fine, but maybe I'm not doing that great. But she did not fire me. And then by the end of it, when we had an offer, she took the fridge. She moved to the Quad Cities and she took the fridge.
Oh, lovely.
And so the buyer goes through for their final, and
There's no fridge.
yeah, the agent calls. He goes, "Matt, where's the fridge?" And I said, "Did you check the kitchen? 'Cause that's the last place I saw it was in the kitchen."
That's
He goes,
funny.
"It's not in the kitchen." And so I had to call her and I say, "You took the fridge," and she's like, "Matt, I told you I was taking the fridge." I said, "1, you didn't tell me you're taking the fridge. 2, your disclosure clearly states
I was gonna
the fridge
say.
is staying."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm going to have my son call you." And so he calls me and rips me a new one. And I said, "Dude, you got 2 options. You can bring the fridge back or you can buy a new one."
Yeah.
And the next morning they brought the fridge back. They didn't even put it in the kitchen. They put it in the garage.
How rude.
Incredibly rude. And that was my least favorite client.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure she won't listen to this. If she does, I actually don't care because that was a miserable experience.
Well, you
And I didn't quit, though. I'm still here. So here you go.
But, circling back to that, she didn't fire you.
She didn't, even
And-
when she questioned why she hired me in the first place.
But you were authentic at the time. It's like you were like, this is why.
Yeah. That's,
And I'm not going anywhere, and this is who I am.
yeah.
And-
I was very upfront. I said, "Well, I think this is why you hired me." So
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also I'm kind of a smart ass. Can I say that? I'm kind of a
Yeah,
smart.
you can swear.
Okay, so I'm kind of a smart ass. So like my knee jerk reaction answer was like, "Well, I was the cheapest. That's why you picked me, lady."
And then it's like out there, and you go, okay, I can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
No, I couldn't.
I got to roll with that.
But I definitely think that was true. So I just said what I assumed was
Yeah.
true. So
Well, I think people also really want authentic people, and they respect that,
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm doing all I can for you, and I'm not gonna let you run over me like that because I'm going to bat for you. I represent you.
absolutely, and
So.
and I didn't make her sign any deals. Like she had the deal and she accepted it, and we were all happy. And then I don't know, she had second
Then we
thoughts.
weren't happy.
Then we weren't happy, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, I can't do anything about that. If you've all of a sudden had a change of heart and you're not happy.
I think 99% of the time, it's not even to do with that. Something probably happened on the other end or in her personal life.
And you know what? I
Totally.
didn't, I say like, oh, she was the worst. But in fairness, like I did sympathize because she had just lost her husband like within a year.
Okay.
So they were living in that home for, I don't know, 20 years together. His stuff was still,
Yeah.
and now
she
she's
was
moving
grieving.
to the Quad Cities, not Cedar Rapids. So like part of that
Very emotional.
I understood, and I figured that probably played a role. But I wasn't gonna still be okay with you just like verbally abusing me.
Sure.
Like I don't deserve that either. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I did figure that probably had something to do with it. So.
I had a similar, he had built a house, lived there 30 years, and just did not want to move. And inspections came back and I called him and I said, this is what we're going to have to do. This is what they're asking. And he just, every word was the F word. And that's not true. That's not true. And I had sent him an email with the pictures and the inspection report and everything. And I go, John, open your email. The pictures are right there. Siding's hanging off. This is true. And so it was a couple days of a lot of swearing at me and everything. And then he, he's like, okay, I'm going to do it, whatever. And we got through it. 6 months later, he calls me on the way to this tax guy. And he said, I just want to apologize for how I treated you. He said,
Nice.
I really didn't want to get rid of my house. His wife was making him move. And he goes, I'm heading into the tax person. And I'm just like, I really need to call you and apologize. And I was like,
Yeah.
So we just never know what's going on with people.
No, and to circle back, like when the first question you asked me, like, what did I learn? It's people's emotions. Like that was a
Yeah,
prime
exactly.
example. Like I got thrown into an emotional situation that I didn't necessarily know or understand how to handle. But
So is that why you have 2 women on your team?
yeah, maybe.
Do you guys keep him in check?
We try.
Yeah,
The team was actually Tara's idea.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was not my. She actually forced my hand into doing this.
Yeah.
She's
I
pretty
just-
persuasive.
She was very,
Very
persuasive.
persuasive. You got me to leave
Hey,
a brokerage for you.
Yep.
And join the
That's-
team.
That's
Like,
a funny story. She actually stole one of my clients.
My sister, by the way.
It's her
I heard
sister.
all about it.
So, so I had to meet this Liz, and I was like, oh, I'm going to meet her, and okay, it's fine that you used her. I'll get over it. And then I met her, and she's this little, tiny, petite, cute little thing. I'm like,
you're like, I can't be mad at
she's
her.
got to
You.
be the sweetest thing you've ever met in your entire life. So then I started inviting her coffee, and it was, a couple years.
Yeah,
I think.
it was a while. I mean, you convinced me, okay,
She's very persistent.
she's very persistent. And you know what? I loved it. I was new in, and I was like, I don't know many agents. My first transaction ever, I just got ripped a new one by a very unfriendly agent.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sobbing. I know no
Aw.
friendly agents around. And I'm like, I have a friend. And then we sit down, and the first time you're like, by the way, you stole my client. And I went, about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
Tara hasn't forgotten.
No.
I haven't forgotten because her clients, her sister, and then
Yeah.
the mom, and then all these people. I'm like, man.
Well, and we don't know sometimes if our clients use somebody else.
Right.
It does hit the
Oh,
heart.
I always know.
Yeah.
You call them.
I'm
got
way,
the algorithms.
I'm way too good at tracking everything. I always
Yes,
know.
that's for sure.
so if you're listening,
Yeah.
Matt knows where you're at.
Matt,
Yeah.
Matt watches you.
I will always
Yeah.
know.
Well, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you and if I'm talking with other agents or whatever, and the other day I was talking with an agent. She goes, I just found out somebody, that they sold their house.
Right.
And I'm like, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You did the best you could at that time. A relative could have became a realtor. A neighbor
Right.
is a realtor. You don't know.
Well, actually, it circles back to her sister's husband.
Yeah.
His dad was one of my very first clients.
Okay.
Actually, didn't turn out to be a client. They ended up buying it on their own because it was another real estate agent's house, and they didn't want to deal with a real estate agent.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
Red
it
flag.
was
Yeah.
funny because, well, it was the first year. It was my first year. Actually, I think it was like my first couple of months. You still have no clue what you're doing.
Right.
And he stopped calling one day. And I was like, why has he stopped calling me? I don't understand this. Because we were texting all the time, everything. And then I found out later that he bought a house on his own with that other real estate agent and for sale by owner. And so then him and his wife came over to my house afterwards to have dinner. And it was such a horrible experience. He just put his head on my shoulder and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have never done that. Because he should have used me, is what he was telling me. And then for 2 years after that, he kept telling me, oh, I know of this person. I think they're going to be selling. He'd give me their phone number. Or he'd see somebody down the street. So he was trying to get me some business because he felt so horrible. And, he was the nicest guy ever,
he was like your greatest fan.
Yeah.
He believed in what you did.
Right.
You can't buy that.
And he liked me. It wasn't that. It was just, everything. It kind of takes a life of its own sometimes. So,
it does. And you just never know where it's going to go. And you just got to trust the process.
Right.
Which is scary sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I think it goes back to emotions, too. I mean, every buyer out there has so many emotions going in, whether that's pain or happiness or what's behind that. And then you feel the pressure in the moment. And if they find the house and they're told, don't bring another realtor, that really eats at you. And you go, oh, well, if this is the house, then I'll do X, Y, and Z. And it can really bite you.
And you
in the
want
butt.
your client to have the house they want.
Yes.
Oh, you never want to stand in the way of that, ever.
Yeah.
No, ever.
Never.
I mean, our job is literally to help them find that dream home or to fix the problem they have.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be the wall that's
a barrier. Yeah, you don't want to be a barrier,
Yeah.
for sure.
No.
That's kind of interesting, too, with some of those emotions. Like, you think about it in some of these scenarios where you have, maybe you meet somebody for like an hour buyer consult, and then the first home you see, they want to write, and now there's competing offers or whatever. Like, you need a crash course in that person that you really haven't, like the very first client I talked about where we worked together for 8 months. Like, that's a long time to get to know somebody and really understand. But if you're only really experienced with somebody for like a referral or something, is like a 1 to 2 hour buyer consult, and then you're thrown into a multiple offer situation with that person. Like, that's hard.
That's why on my buyer consult, I act like I'm a podcast host and I just pepper them with questions.
That's kind of what I do too, actually.
And it's like, I don't mean to interrogate you, but this is going to, it's going to help me find houses for you. And, and also bringing in the emotions again, like when they go through a house and they're going crazy over it and you're like, but remember, you didn't want the back door to go down 25 steps because you have a little dog or something like that. Oh, yeah. So we're there to kind of be the guardrails too.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it. And I think this job also allows you to get to know people pretty fast, and pretty... And part of that is letting your guardrails down too, and them getting to know you and how you tick and what.
Yeah, sometimes you're not a good match for that person.
Exactly.
That is definitely a thing.
Yeah. And I've handed clients off before because I'm like, this is not going to be for me. There was one scenario where, and my husband went with me. Not very often do I ask that, but it was just something, I had forewarned. Forewarned for us is we can look at some backgrounds.
Yeah, think of it like intense Facebook stalking.
Exactly.
Just on another level.
It is. And so you can see charges and things. There were some charges that made me a little nervous. So I asked my husband to go with. And my husband was in another part of the house, and this gentleman and I were standing in the room together, and the back of my hair stood up in the back of my neck.
Your spidey sense.
It did. And... even though Mike was there with me, so he wanted to go look at other houses, and I said, I'm going to hand you off, and I handed him off to a colleague, and I was up front, to a man actually, to another realtor, but and it just, you've got to be comfortable too. We're in a house alone with people, and for a guy, it's not you still got to have your guards up.
Sure.
You still have to be in tune, but for a woman, I think,
Absolutely.
You're like, okay.
I have a funny story about that.
Let
if you'd
it
like
rip.
to be entertained. I was at a random listing appointment. Okay. I never met this guy. But I showed up at the house. It was, I don't remember how we got connected, but whatever. I showed up for the listing appointment, or at least a consultation, we'll call it. And I was there a long time. Like, this guy liked to talk, and if you're talking a lot, I'll probably talk a lot with you, right? And so this was going on an hour, 2 hour. It was pushing 3 hours. Like, I was there a long time.
Wow.
And this started at like 5 o'clock. And it was probably like January. I remember it was super cold. So it gets dark quick,
5
right?
o'clock.
And I'm not even really paying attention what time it is. And then it has been about 3 hours. I'm like, man, I should probably get going. And so it's one of those things where you're trying to leave, but you're still kind of talking a little bit. And then all of a sudden I hear my car alarm go off in his driveway. And I'm like, what in the heck? And my keys are in my pocket. I'm like, oh, I must have bumped it. That's odd.
Yeah.
Sorry. Turn it off. We continue whatever we're talking about. Literally a minute later, the darn thing goes off again. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? My car alarm, it's like malfunctioning or something. Turns out my wife, who can track my location, was across the street in a bank parking lot. And I wasn't picking my phone up because she was calling me. She called me several times she does that sometimes.
Sure,
Bless her heart.
sure.
She cares.
Yeah.
Just to see, hey, are you okay? Like
Yeah.
you've been there a long
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
And so
Get
she
live.
goes, so she drove there with my kids who were much younger at that point. And she's sitting in this bank parking lot across the street, seeing my car in there. And I'm not picking up the phone. So she's trying to get my attention. So she kept setting off my car alarm because she had a key
Smart.
fob.
That is smart. Yeah.
Just want to make sure you're still alive.
She wanted to make sure I was all right.
That's okay. That's all right.
So now if I'm in an appointment, I got to at least text her back saying, I'm
Yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
don't come here and set off
it's
my
all
car
good.
alarm.
I just
Still
really
alive.
like this person.
Yeah, we got Life 360 because of that when I started
Yeah.
real estate. So that way he can see where I'm at, so he knows where to send the coroner's office if something, something
And I'm
happens.
always
Did you
really
say
good
the
about
coroner's office, Tara?
Jeez.
That's a little extreme.
That's funny, though.
They'd send you back.
I don't think we had that at the time.
Oh my goodness.
But that works, Tara.
Yeah.
When I started doing real estate, my wife had me put on my location so she could track me.
Yeah.
You're going into strangers' houses. You never
Oh,
know.
exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
It does.
You know.
It does.
But I'm not in real estate anymore, and I still have that on, which is fine. Except like I'll be trying to go get Christmas presents and like, tracking my location. Like, try and navigate around that.
Yeah, my husband actually saw me go into Lowe's parking lot and came up behind me and peeked around the corner and
Oh my
went, I'm
gosh.
like, are you my personal stalker now?
No kidding.
So
So he knew you were there.
Yeah, so
Does
well,
it-
he was driving that way and he saw
Yeah.
me, so he thought he would just mess with me. I'm
It's like,
like,
hey, babe, what you getting?
yeah,
Yeah, it does
thing you
make
don't carry.
surprising your significant other a little difficult.
yeah.
Hey, why are you at the massage place? Are you buying me a gift card? It's like,
Well, that makes me think I had a surprise party for him, and oh my gosh, that was the only surprise party I've tried for years. It never would work. I did this time, and we had cameras everywhere, the Light 360, everything. The only thing that worked is I had one of those, I don't know, Avon or one of those things at the house. So that way I had all the guests that were coming already there for my party.
Yes.
And that's the only way I could do it because I sent him to a neighbor's house because he could check the cameras, check everything. I'm like,
Not sure what she means by Avon thing.
isn't that makeup?
Like not Avon, but I think it was like an oil party or a Avon or a Tupperware party or one of those. I can't
it was
remember
like
what kind
an
of party it
in-home
was.
party.
Yeah,
so he's
in-home party.
thinking
Yeah.
they're there for Tara,
Right.
Not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tara peddles Tupperware on the side.
Hey, why not?
Yeah. Side hustle.
So,
Yeah,
Yep, everybody needs one.
Cleaning Tupperware.
Yeah,
we might get a new thing going here.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, okay, I'm gonna change gears a little bit. If you put yourselves in, our client's shoes, what is the one thing on the internet right now that is just way misinformation? Besides a Zillow estimate.
Somebody said it.
That's definitely misinformation.
I don't think we're going to have a crash. I think a lot of people like to think we're going to have a crash.
Is that still out there?
That's still out there.
Is it?
Really?
That's still out there. I still see it all the time. I still have family members who are like, I'll just wait. We're going to have a crash. And I'm like, stop it.
Okay,
Or
what
stop it. You
do
wait
they
10
think
years
is
and-
going to be the advantage of a crash?
I think they think it's going to be 08 housing crash and value's going to go down. And just numbers don't work like that.
Well, not when we are having multiple offer situations right now, and our inventory is still way low for.
I mean, even statistically, if you look at the numbers, if we crashed like 08, our housing value, even if it was the exact same percentage that was in 08, dropped down, you're still going to be paying $60,000 more, or whatever the number is, than if you had just bought 4 years ago. 5 years ago. I don't know if that made any sense.
I trust you.
I don't know exact statistics, but I know I've read
Here, quick,
listened
give
to a
him
lot of
something to sign.
podcasts. A lot of podcasts.
How old were you in 2008?
Oh boy.
We don't need to talk about age here. We don't need to talk about age here.
The only reason I bring that up, my
funny.
husband actually started a financial business a few years prior to it was horrible. It was horrible. You know, everybody was losing their retirement, their home values. I mean,
My parents lost their house.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, they
so
did.
They did.
It
They
was
did?
They did.
horrible.
What'd they do? Where do you go?
They there was so little education out there that they could have gotten it back. They could have gone to someone and gone, we're behind and things are happening. And
Did they lose their job? Is that
no, they didn't lose
Okay.
the job. I think financially things got tough, and it was in some lawsuit against the bank that had their loan. And so they lost the house, and then we went into a rental, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that was their first home. And they didn't buy again until 10 years ago.
Oh wow.
it's devastating?
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's,
And it changes the entire directory of your life.
it does.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a big deal. And things were done so poorly. And that's why people were in such a mess. You know, lenders were giving people loans that just absolutely should not have qualified for it. You know, just because you have that money doesn't mean go and spend.
Yeah,
And
where was underwriting during all of this?
I don't think it exists.
They went to lunch
Like, went to lunch.
A long ass.
A long lunch.
for a couple of years.
Yeah. But so for that reason, I think, we're maybe in a better position for that. But interesting. What do you think?
I don't know if there's any one thing I can think of that is trendy right now, but what I always get tired of hearing is like, you always hear, well, now's the best time to buy. Like you hear that all the time. It's so irritating me because it's not always the best time. And everybody's
Right.
situation is so
Different.
inherently different. Like
Yes.
I just hate, or sometimes like there's a lot of misinformation when they say, oh, the Fed's cutting rates. And then every agent that doesn't know any better says, oh, rates are being lowered. And it's like, that's not the same thing.
It doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I remember a few very specific Facebook posts from like 5 years ago when the Fed actually put the rate at 0 for a little while. And then every real estate agent like came out of the woodwork and said, oh my God, free money, that the rates are 0. And it's like, that's not a mortgage rate. So it hurts my head. But the whole like, oh, it's a great time to buy. Like, it's not always a great time to buy. Sometimes renting is the right option.
Agree.
It just is.
Yeah.
So everybody's situation is different. But that being said, though, I did see rates are at a 3-time year low. So I guess if you were waiting for that, I mean, maybe now would be the
So
time
go
for
for
that.
it.
Yeah.
It makes a little bit of a difference. But like you said, you've got, everything happens in life. There's divorce, death, diapers, diamonds. We talk about that all the time. So, they're back in the 80s, you paid 17%.
Liz is like, I read about that in a history book once.
One day, long ago.
Oh my God.
I read about the 80s once.
I lived it.
Yeah, exactly.
I partially did.
Well,
Were you
I
born?
paid 8.5 my
Yeah.
first
You're-
business
When?
I bought. So
When were you
8.5.
born?
I was born in 84, so
Oh.
I'm not like...
Okay, so you're 4.
We're
Okay.
not talking age. Well,
Oh, yeah,
Matt,
I
you didn't
forgot.
finish that. What were you going to say? You didn't finish that sentence.
I said, well, I was in diapers for most of that decade, but yeah, I did live it.
that was the best decade. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah, totally. We actually played outside
Yeah, exactly.
9 o'clock at night. Oh,
Yeah. Street light comes on.
Yep.
Mom rings the bell. You ignore it. It was great.
Yep.
I'd say to my brother, "Did you hear that?" No, I didn't hear anything.
One thing that I saw the other night that I don't think is accurate is a commercial. It was an AI commercial, and it talked about it. Somebody wanted to see a house, whatever it was, a few miles from their favorite location, and like 5 or 6 houses popped up, and then she said, "Oh, but I want it this far away from this place." So then there was only 2 houses that popped up. So she wanted to see the one house and said, "Oh, I don't like that furniture. Take everything out." So AI took it all out. And then she's all, connect me with the listing agent. And then they just pass her off to whatever agent there is, because it doesn't always go to the listing agent. But so this AI is taking over certain things, and the general public thinks that they're going to be there, that it's going to replace us as humans and the care factor and all the things that we do as agents. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think there's so many people, the general public, thinking that we just open doors.
Yeah.
Like we're robots, and we're not. You know, we're invested in this, just like our clients. You know, we care about our clients.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're not just here for some paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
We, you know, a lot of times they're our friends. We know them. We have some kind of connection with them. Sometimes they're strangers, but then we get a connection with them, and we care about them. We're, you know, this is their biggest investment. Mm-hmm. This is their livelihood. This is, you know,
everything. Their life, the quality of life. With that AI, I think they are testing that down in Florida. Mm-hmm. Is that where you the same?
I don't
thing?
know. It was just a commercial, and it sounded like that. But
yeah, I don't want to buy a house from a robot. Mm-hmm. I don't really want to do business with a robot. I mean, period, on anything like that. That's probably where the generational thing, you know, I mean, and it's nothing, you know, I have kids that are in their 20s, and they're going to have to deal with this. They're, you know, and their quality, I try not to be judgmental on that, because it's never going to go back to when I grew up. It's just not. And we have to either embrace it or, you know, try to work with it the best we can. I use AI. I use ChatGPT. It's pretty cool.
Right.
I thought it was only good for making silly caricatures. You telling me it does more than that?
Hey, I just did
Does
that.
all sorts of stuff.
I know everybody does that.
I do it.
I have not done that. I haven't
Really?
succumbed to the need to do do that, but
I just
Once you
play
start,
around.
it doesn't end.
Put my husband and I on a cruise. No, yeah.
Oh,
Then you can
There's
just
an
act
idea.
like you travel all over the world.
right.
There you go.
But you know, I don't want to be afraid of it. I think so. My husband, we were sitting there having coffee one morning, and he's talking about all the jobs that he was reading an article of what it is going to, you know, some of the engineering, some of the coding, things like that. Mm-hmm. But then he turned around and he found an article of all the jobs it's going to create, and it's like double what it's getting rid of.
oh, really?
Yeah. And I was shocked on
Well, we're
that,
kind of
too.
seeing that here
Really?
locally, right? I mean, we have that data center that
Yeah.
is employing a ton of people. There's a whole nuclear power plant that is being
Yeah.
recommissioned because of that data plant. So
Right.
And bringing jobs.
bringing tons of jobs.
Yeah.
And I've helped 2 people purchase homes that are working at that plant. They're transplanted from East Coast.
Interesting, because I heard they just want to rent first.
Well, these 2 guys did not.
Awesome.
One had a family, one was a single guy, and you know,
That's
they
great.
They literally moved from the East Coast to be
Yeah.
here.
And
So,
did they give you any feedback on how us Midwesterns are?
not exactly. They love our cost of living here. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
I
Oh, I'm
agree.
sure.
That was
Yeah.
like the first thing they commented on was
Yeah.
how much more affordable it was to live here rather than where they were at before.
Yeah. Well, a $200,000 house here is like 6 there.
Yeah, one of them had a home to sell back there, and
Wow.
he said the price difference was just wild. Like the home he purchased here was bigger, better, newer than the one he sold, and it was like $100,000 less.
That's crazy.
So,
Good for him.
but yeah, I think that's a great example of where it is. It's creating, to your point, it's creating more maybe than it's taking away in terms of employment.
Yeah. And I think it's just another thing that is negative out there, or they want us scared all the time.
Oh,
You know.
well, it gets clicks.
Yes, exactly. So, I don't know. I might eat my words in 10 years. I don't know. But
Sure.
I'll be 10 years older too, and I'll just be like, whatever. If a robot has to take care of me in a nursing home, that's fine.
You'll just care less. It's 10 years later. I'll just care less.
Call Liz.
There you go.
Liz will be back in the healthcare field. You never know.
No kidding.
Doing that part-time.
Yo. Yay.
My daughter's a nurse, so
I did not hate it. I absolutely loved it. It was
she does too.
It's a tough job.
It is.
It's a tough job. It's a tough job, and the moment, and it requires 100%. You can't be in healthcare and not love it, because the moment you don't love it, those mistakes can hurt someone's life. And so I knew if I wasn't 100% in, I needed to be 100% out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's with every job,
Yeah.
including ours.
Oh yeah, you make a bad call here, it could cost somebody tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think you do have to be, you can't, you said you started part-time. For me, I think that would be
It didn't
hard.
feel like it.
No, but I think
definitely
that
did
would
not
be
feel
really
like it.
hard because you have to be on it. I think we're pulled so many different ways. I don't know if I'd have the brain power for 2 jobs, to be honest. I really don't.
It definitely took a toll. I mean, family life, everything. It definitely took a toll, which is why I made a decision fairly quickly to quit the other job.
I'm either going to do it or I'm not.
Exactly. And that's what I tell like newer agents too. They're like, oh, I just want to do this part-time. And it's like, this is not a part-time job. Like,
it's not.
You can't give everything this job needs if you don't have the amount of time required.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes there's a misconception like, oh, I'll just do it on nights and weekends. It's like,
Right.
No.
that is not, or I get to make my own schedule. No, you don't. Everybody else makes your schedule for you.
Everybody does.
So, but it's hard because you want that financial security. So you want to hold on to your job while you get started.
It. Yeah.
But
Insurance, bennies, everything.
Absolutely. But then you can't give everything this job requires if you don't get rid of the other one. So it's such a tough.
It is. And you don't get
It's
paid
so
till
tough.
close. And I do think the general public, that's another thing, they don't understand that either. That we are independent agents and we don't get paid until your deal closes.
And there's a lot of hands in your pocket.
There's a lot of hands in your
Just say that again.
Yeah.
between taxes, your broker fees, your
Your
referral
board,
if you get
your board
referrals.
fees, your referral. I
Yeah.
mean, it's,
Yeah.
I pay insurance.
Yes.
that-
Yeah.
My wife doesn't have a job that provides that, so I
Yep.
pay for it out of pocket. So there's a lot of things that people just don't truly understand.
Well, and that goes back to my question about with these lawsuits and stuff. It makes us sound like we're such greedy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it didn't paint us in a good light.
It didn't.
For the most part.
It didn't. But the good thing is, we can go out and we can educate people about what it is about, and that I mean, you wouldn't walk into a nursing job and say, "Hey, we think you're getting paid too much. We're gonna go ahead and just change that because we think you're making too much money."
Yeah. Absolutely.
I just they're doing an injustice, I think.
Yeah, I always like the one where people are say, well, you've signed up for a particular listing fee or whatever, and then the home sells fast, and they're like, oh, well, I obviously paid you too much because look how quick the home sold, and it's like, well, did you want it to take longer? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like
I know.
Did you want it to take longer? Like,
Yeah.
we marketed it correctly, we priced it correctly, and
Yeah.
this is the result. Like,
Yeah.
and
And
could have taken longer, I guess, if you really wanted it to.
Yeah,
But who
we'll
wants
put
that?
it on hold.
Yeah.
I too, once the listing papers are signed, I'm already marketing that house. Even
Absolutely.
before the sign goes in the yard. We're talking, I'm calling other agents.
Yeah, we're always
and-
talking.
Always. And so, behind the scenes we're busy. We're connecting and getting stuff going with the flow. So it's I think people don't realize that either, because and then you hear, oh, you got multiple offers, it must be so easy, and it's really not.
No, it's not.
So
Well,
interesting.
and I think people don't know that because part of our job is to not stress them with that.
Exactly.
I mean,
that is 100%
Oh,
true.
yeah.
if we threw every text or every email or every little thing that we got and said, by the way, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said this, we would overwhelm our clients and be like, that's your job. You guys are stressing us out.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I just like I went in for a medical procedure and I said to the doctor, just do it. Don't tell me what you're doing.
Sure.
Because, right? The more I don't want to know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times I don't tell a client something until they need to know.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not going to stress them out and ruin their day.
But I'm not going to sleep that night. But I'm not going to.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to have that same experience.
Right.
But when you need to know, then obviously I'll inform you. But until you need to know, like, you kind of internalize a lot of that stuff.
Well, I think too, because experience will tell you most of the time it works out, and so don't sweat the small stuff. Wait till it gets to the point where you're like, okay, it's time to bring them in.
And we understand that because we do this 30, 40, 50 times a year.
Right.
Where they're doing it once a decade.
Exactly.
So they don't know that it always works out. And I can
Yeah.
tell you from experience that it does work out. But that's easy for me to say who's a part of, so many transactions and they do one a decade.
Exactly. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I aspire to get to the part where I'm chill through a deal. I just stress out the entire deal and I sweat. And then at the end, I'm like, oh, it was great.
That was wonderful.
It comes with age,
Do it
Liz.
again.
It does. And experience. Yeah, it does. And, it's, I am a firm believer it does work out when it's supposed to as well. And, if it doesn't, then there is a reason why, and that we will never probably know.
Yeah.
But, all right, I'm going to do a rapid fire type questioning.
Oh, start over there.
Okay,
Bring
we're
it
going to
on.
start with Tara.
No pressure.
These are just going to be super quick. We'll go around and just for everybody. So I'll ask the question, one word answer, boom, boom. Then we'll go to the second one.
One word answer. Okay.
Or what, buy now or wait.
By now.
Okay.
Say bye now.
Definitely now.
Okay. Renovate or move.
Move.
Renovate.
Oh, God, that's a tough one. I want to say renovate.
Okay.
I want to say renovate.
We need names of contractors when we're done.
My husband.
You wouldn't say renovate if you weren't what I've been through.
Well, that
The
might
last
be
few
true,
years,
too.
renovating a 6,000 square foot house makes you want to move every time.
See,
Yeah.
we renovated our place, and I'm glad we did it.
We're renovating
And I was going to say,
ours
Liz
might be
bought
a
a-
total gut job.
yeah, Liz bought a shell, so Liz had to renovate.
Yeah.
Heck to the no.
Look.
But she's also
Equity.
young.
That's
so,
all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Equity.
Yeah.
I'm 24, second house.
She has
We
the
have
energy.
over 60,000 in equity on our first house. We have over 120 in this one.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Yep.
I agree. And if you know friends
Yep.
in the biz, that's even better, right?
Yep.
Okay. This you can use more than one word. What is the biggest waste of money?
Amazon. That's not house related, but
It can be because you're buying crap for your house.
well, there you go.
I'd say Costco. I can't leave there without a ton. So
Anything new.
Yeah.
Buy secondhand.
I
Yeah.
love.
You're
See,
right.
this is
Yep.
this generation.
Yep.
My kids are the same way. They love secondhand shopping,
Yeah.
and I agree.
there's a lot more antique shops than there used to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's a
agree.
good
I
one.
love because there's quality stuff in there.
Yeah.
There really
Yeah.
is, and it's fantastic.
I'll go with that. New cars. That's like the worst, I feel like.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
you
is-
just
that's
your
totally
equity's
the
gone
worst.
the moment you drive that off a
It's
lot.
so
Yeah.
true. That is
Finance
so
a
true.
depreciating asset. Like, bleh, that sounds
I
disgusting.
don't think we've ever had a new car.
I have not.
I got married and
I haven't either.
he said, nope, I do not believe in new cars.
Remember, I'm married to a financial guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't get anything fun.
I have too many goals to be debt free that new
Yes.
stuff just does not work in
Yeah.
that plan.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. Name one smart upgrade that
Kitchen.
you can do in your house.
Kitchen.
Okay.
Flooring.
I'm gonna go with paint. Such
yeah.
a huge impact, and
I
it's
agree.
pretty
Very
affordable.
in-
And really, for the most part, you don't have to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah. Well, you haven't seen my page. One thing everyone should do first when they're going to buy, sell, or the one thing.
Talk to a professional.
I'd echo that.
But you can't copy me.
yeah, you got to come up with originality.
Do your homework.
Make a list and stick to it.
Oh,
Mm.
There you go.
I like that.
Know where you're going to stop on your negotiation. Don't let it take a life of its own and make the wrong decision.
That's where the emotions kick in.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you make your list, you write it down.
Sure.
You got it in front of you. You got it to refer back to, and kind of keep sticking to your guns. And talk to your agent about where your list is.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of our job is like,
Yeah.
okay, what's the things that you will not budge on? Because 10 houses in, when you're panicking because you're seeing these houses fly off the market, I want to make sure that you're not bending on those 5 things all of a sudden. I want to make sure that in the end, in a year from now, you look at that house and you go, I am so glad I got this house.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, and I just thought talk to a professional, whether it's us as agents or your lender, like, we specialize in these fields and we deal with it every day. When, like I said earlier, when you only do it once a decade, like get the right intel because things evolve quickly.
Yeah. I think you got to be in the right mindset too. I think getting yourself in that, mindset. Okay, I'm in it to win it.
Yeah.
Because, you know how hard it is to sell. And if you're not dedicated and motivated, it can really wear on you,
Oh, yeah.
So, all right, guys, if people want to reach out and get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Telephone would be the best.
Can we have a number,
You
or
may.
do you have a website?
Yeah, phone number is probably best. I'm unique. I'm 563
Yep.
212-5959. So
Okay.
I'm 319-210-1686.
That's Tara.
I'm Tara.
And I am Elizabeth, 319-540-1793.
Awesome. And you guys are on a team.
we are.
So-
Again, that was Tara's kind of brainchild was the
Yeah.
team. So here we
So-
I
are.
wanted to be able to go on vacation and actually somewhat unplug.
Yeah.
So, and then, have some people to depend on
Yeah.
when you're gone
I like
that
that.
you trust. So,
Yeah.
Well, you guys seem to have a real bond, and I think you definitely are a successful team. So that's awesome.
Yeah, we've been together 2 years now, which
Yeah.
is kind of crazy
Whoa.
to say.
Yeah.
It's almost been
2
2
years.
years.
You
Like,
guys were
Wow.
there when I had my
Yeah.
second kid.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's true.
I thought she was
Yeah.
going to say when you were born. Huh? Well, I just can't thank you guys enough for coming and spending the
Yeah.
hour with me. And this was awesome. Great
Yeah.
information. And is there anything you guys want to say while we close up?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to chat.
Yeah.
And yeah, this has been fun. This has been an hour. Like, that's one of the quickest hours.
yeah.
I
This was
know.
a blast.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
Thanks for having us.
Yes,
see you
well,
next
thank
This
week.
was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll be back next month, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your time. So take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Addressing the Corridor. New episodes drop the first Monday of each month, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you find your podcasts. You can also find updates about the podcasts, as well as local real estate at crrealtor.com, or find me on social media platforms under the name Lisa Coots Schooley. That's Lisa, Coots Schooley. Finally, whether you are buying, selling, or just real estate curious, remember, I'm here to help you make confident, informed decisions, one address at a time.